Coming up on Keep It Positive, Sweetie. What is my take on someone who really loves God, but wants to have a little liquor too? Okay. Well, as we all know, Jesus turned water into wine. Okay. And if you read the text, in the text, it said they'd already gone through the first batch of wine. And it was like some really good wine. So they was already, you know what I'm saying, feeling it, you know? And then his mama said, hey, go on and do that thing you do, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, man, mama, all right, cool. I don't want to do that. Do what I said do. She gave him the tight lip, you good. And he said, all right, bet. So he went ahead and turned that water into wine, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to another episode of the Keep It Positive Sweetie Show, a safe space to heal, laugh, grow, and love. I'm your host, Crystal Renee Hayslett, and today we are turning the spotlight onto you. Guys, I received so many heartfelt messages, thoughtful questions, and inspiring stories from you all. In this special episode, I'll be checking my DMs and answering your questions and sharing my perspective on topics that matter most to you. So, grab your favorite drink or dessert, get comfortable, and let's embark on this journey of positivity and growth together. And remember, no matter what, we're gonna keep it positive, sweetie. But before we get into the episode, we have to get into this outfit. Let's take a look in Crystal's closet. I am wearing a colorful cardigan from Zara. It's wool blend. I love this. It's actually one of my favorite sweaters. It kind of gives me that collegiate feel. I'm wearing some boyfriend jeans from Zara as well. My boots are Bottega Veneta. These are some of my favorite boots. I actually have two pair of these in different colors. Love these. I am wearing a tank, also known as a wife beater, from Target, and my signature jewelry and some Fendi earrings. That's my look. All right, here goes nothing. One thing I regret never being able to do, and one thing I thank God for shielding me from, something I regret. I always say that hindsight is 20/20. Looking back at my younger years, when I had the opportunity to leave for college, I stayed in my hometown. I think that looking back now, I would have definitely moved, and I think that would have helped me develop faster. Or I would have learned how to be on my own a lot quicker, because I still had my parents. You know, I was able, if say I needed some groceries, I was able to go to my parents, and we had a big deep freezer in the garage. I could go get whatever I wanted from that deep freezer. A lot of the responsibility that I would have had to learn very fast if I had moved away from home, I didn't have to learn. It's a blessing as well, but I think one of the things I would have done is definitely left and went to college somewhere else. But still grateful for the experience I had. One of the things I'm grateful God shielded me from, so many things. You know, there's so many times where I look back and I realize some of the choices that I made when I was younger weren't the wisest. And I thank Him for shielding me from myself sometimes. You know, even now, I look back and I'm like, that was nothing but God. So, yeah, definitely some of the decisions. My self-care ritual when I need time to myself, I usually catch a flight down to Miami just to spend time down there. That is my place of solitude. I love the water. When I'm there, I spend time at the pool, or I'll go to the beach. I even spend time alone. You know, sometimes people feel like isolation is not a good thing, but I feel like my isolation is more solitude, you know, where I find peace to be at one with my thoughts and by myself. A lot of times when you're around a lot of people, you can be distracted by how you really feel. And sometimes you need to be centered, and to do that is to find alone time with God. So definitely going down to my spot in Miami just to refresh and refill my cup and get some sunshine. My top 3 hair products. Right now I use Sacred's hair oil. I love that. I use Mael's, it's one of their mint deep conditioners. Babasu and mint deep conditioner. Love that. And then for these edges, honey, I use ORS's edge control. Okay, so right now I'm using the entire Renutritive collection by Estee Lauder, top to bottom. When I tell you guys, I've been using it for over a year now. I started last January of 2024, and it has done wonders for my skin. Even the bags under my eyes from filming and wearing a lot of makeup and having the makeup packed on throughout the day, I noticed like the bags in my eyes were insane. It was so bad. I was like, I look like I'm 70, you know, and you know, once I get that age, of course, I will embrace whatever wrinkles I have because they're all a blessing. But at this age, I'm like, it shouldn't look like this. So it has worked wonders on that. I love Butterskin. They have this amazing toner that helps my skin feel really refreshed. And Tatcha has this, it's a rice scrub, like that kind of exfoliates your skin, but it's a gentle exfoliator. When I tell you my face feels like a baby, like it feels so soft when I use that. How is my dating life? Don't you want to know? Everybody wants to know. My dating life is great, you know, and as a public figure, there are a lot of things that I share, but I've also learned to keep things private. And I think it is great because that is something that I choose to keep private. But yeah, it's going good. Am I going to do a KIPS tour? Yes, I'm going to do a KIPS tour. I'm so excited about it, and I hope to see you all there. I do. The first one was amazing, and I cannot wait to see everyone and just see the community because it's so beautiful and bright, and I cannot wait. So yeah, it's on the way. What is my secret to getting motivated? When I tell you guys, just full transparency, for the past few weeks, I've had a hard time going to sleep. So I find myself hitting the snooze button multiple times and sleeping sometimes hours past the time that I try to get up in the morning, and really not feeling as motivated as I usually do or as I try to be, because I know that my motivation inspires other people to be motivated. But I've had a bout of unmotivated energy. Like I don't feel like getting out of bed. And I'm not depressed or anything. I'm just tired. I'm not getting enough sleep because my mind is wandering. And sometimes I think that we have so much going on, it's hard to shut our brains off. So when I'm not motivated, I eventually, after I've hit the snooze button 10 times, I say, all right, Crystal, enough. It's time to get up. And once my feet hit the ground, I say, thank you, Jesus, the energy comes, and I just hit the day and do what I can. And sometimes that's all you can do. My favorite memory on Sisters and my favorite memory on Zatima. For Sisters, favorite memory. One of my favorite things that we did with the Sisters was, I want to say the top of 2024, we got to go to the very top of the Empire State Building. The view was absolutely stunning. It's an area that a lot of people don't get to go to, so to experience that with my sisters was amazing. On Zatima, one of my favorite moments is honestly every day that I get to go to work with those people. You know, the Zatima cast is very special. Deval and I have an opportunity to go in and set the tone for the energy that we want on our set, and it literally flows from the cast, the crew, the executives, like you just feel the energy from the moment that you walk into the building. Everyone's happy to be there. And it's just, yeah, I think that's my favorite thing is just getting to work with everyone. It's truly special. What is a career goal or dream that I have been afraid to chase? I've always wanted it started off as just wanting to be this incredible businesswoman that built an empire, and seeing so many parts of the industry oversaturated, but having such great passions in all these different things, there was this doubt in the back of my mind, could I really thrive and prosper in these certain areas? So these are things that I'm working on this year and hopefully soon to come that I'm actually going to go for it. And that would be having my own hair care line, having my own fashion line. I love fashion, having my own lifestyle line, home. Like, I want to do all the things, and I don't want to put myself in a box. But that would be something that I think I have kind of held off on for a while that I think I'm ready to run after now. One of my greatest challenges that I have overcome in the last year, and how did I rely on my faith to overcome it? Last year was a really tough year because I feel like God was really just convicting me on a lot of things. He was working on me. And a lot of times when God is like really getting to you, the devil is so busy trying to distract you. And I found like a lot of things were kind of irking my spirit as it came to Christianity. And a part of me was like, I just want to do what I want to do. Like, this is just too much. But that was nothing but the enemy, because he knew what God was trying to use me for. And in that, trying to be transparent about my walk and understanding that, look, God knows where I am. But when you try to be open about it, it seems like the Christian community was the first to come and attack me. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I had to overcome, because when you know that you are truly seeking God's face and you're wanting to do right and changing things in your life, whether I publicize it or not, there's so many things in private that God is working with me on. And when I try to share my testimony and try to share my walk, people tear you down. And there was a time where I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got it. And that was something initially I was done with, but God really worked with me, and I started leaning on him and asking him, God, show me how you want to use me. Because I think I lost myself in just trying to do what everybody else was doing, and okay, well, this works, so let me try this. But I need to do exactly what God has for me, because I'm nobody else. I'm uniquely made in his image, and because of him, I'm able to stand firmly and confidently in my faith and talk about it. The wellness routine that I rely on most to de-stress would, one, be, well, I'm gonna give you a few because it's not just one thing. Meditation. I have to sit still, breathe, and really listen to the word of God and just hear his voice. Sometimes we just be still. That's all you gotta do is be still. Another thing is running. Like I'm not like an outside runner, I'm a treadmill runner. But it's something about getting a good run in. When I finish, I feel so good. And another thing would be massage. Like, I love a good massage. That's time for me to disconnect. And I have to do a better job at that, because sometimes, like, I'll still be on my phone. But yeah, definitely those three: meditation, running, and massage. Yes, being a Christian in the public eye does have its challenges, and I'm holding up well. I ask God for guidance every day on how he wants to use me, how I can better steward over the platform that he's given me. And yeah, he's with me, and I'm handling it really well. Thanks for asking. Do I have to sacrifice other parts of my life to have the career that I want to have? Of course. I mean, with anything that is worth having will come sacrifice. For years, I felt like I sacrificed love, and finding that. And there were times that I would pray to God and say, God, I feel like I have everything but this one thing. And what I realized was that God was preparing me for that moment, because he knows me. He knows me better than anybody, and he knows how I am. When I love someone, I go all in and I give it 1,000%. But if I was giving that 1,000%, I wouldn't be able to really put the energy and time into what I needed to do to build my career. So I think everything is in God's timing, and he knows us better than anybody. But yeah, that would be one of the main things that I feel like I've had to sacrifice. On top of that, you know, there are certain things you can't do. You can't move how you used to move. A lot comes with it. You know, you have to think about way more than you ever had to think when I was just regular Crystal. I still operate as myself and feel like I'm still a regular Crystal, but I can't move like that. You know, there's a lot of things that I had to change, and sacrifices come with that as well. And salt and pepper or sugar in my grits. Okay, I'm a country girl, y'all. And growing up, I was a sugar girl, okay? I was a sugar girl, but I have since graduated, and now I am a salt and pepper. I used to love cheese, but I stopped eating dairy recently, so I can't even say cheese grits, but those are my favorite, absolute favorite. But yeah, salt and pepper. I don't do the sugar anymore. What am I most looking forward to in 2025? I am most looking forward to completing every goal that I go after. You know, you start at the top of the year with all these dreams and like, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. This year is the year of completion. And I'm most looking forward to just going and executing every single thing I wanna go after. And my go-to karaoke song, I was just talking about this on Angie Martinez. It is Incomplete by Cisco. I know that is a random song, but I love all the, ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Go listen to the song. It's a great karaoke song. I'm telling you, when I with my friends and they play that song and we like sing it together, it's so much passion. And yeah, Cisco really did that, but that's a fun one. What would I tell my younger self? I would tell her, do not be in a hurry to grow up. I can't count how many times I said, oh, I can't wait to get out this house. I can't wait to grow up. Child, no. Because it looked like it was so much fun to be an adult and do what you wanted to do, but little did I know that there's so much more that comes with being an adult. So I would tell myself, just slow down and enjoy the moment and continue to enjoy it as you go through life. Ooh, where do I see myself in 5 years? I see myself hopefully married. I would love to be married by then, possibly have a kid. I would love to see my businesses flourishing, thriving, making a difference in the community and hopefully worldwide. Through my foundation, I want to start global initiatives as the foundation continues to grow. And I don't know, maybe doing more public speaking and different things like that. But yeah. Oh, and a talk show. I'm going to have my own talk. This is going to be a talk show in 5 years. All right? From my lips to God's ears. Come on. Y'all touch and agree with me. Everybody in the room. What books am I reading? Well, I'm glad you asked. So for the whole year, I said that I wanted to read more. And my word for the year was wisdom. I want to gain wisdom. As a child, I was an avid reader. I mean, I think it was because we had the book club and we would get the points and get the pizza, the little personal pan pizza. So it was an incentive for me to read more. But it's something that I realized as I got older. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm losing my vocabulary. And I think that was because I wasn't reading enough. So this year I decided to pick up a book. So this is my third book this year, and right now I am reading The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. This book is so good. It's all the rave. Everyone's been talking about it, and it's really good when it comes to just allowing people to be them and not taking it personally, because a lot of times we do that, but also allowing ourselves to take accountability and look in the mirror and look inward as well. So loving this book. Shout out Mel. We need to get you on here, girl, because you are that girl. And then shout out to Brenda Palmer, a good friend of mine who you all saw on one of our episodes. She gave me this book. It's called The Awe of God, and it is a daily read where you read it every day. And I love it because it talks about how when you fear God, it's a healthy fear. It's really an admiration and an awe of God versus like, oh my gosh, yes, we're supposed to tremble in fear of him, but it should be this, the reverence of him should be so great that we are in awe of him. So absolutely love this book. It's by John Bevere. Shout out Brenda Palmer again for giving me this book. Get you a friend that gives you books that are going to bring you closer to God. I love this one, and it at the end of it's really short chapters, and then at the end of it, it gives you a little segment where you can make it personal, and it gives you a passage, it gives you points and things to ponder on, and then it gives you a prayer. And I'll just read this one for you guys. This prayer says, Dear Heavenly Father, please forgive me for starting to obey what you told me to do, but not finishing. I just talked about that. Finishing, completing. Either by ignoring it or changing my mind because of not seeing it as self-serving. I repent this lack of holy fear and ask for your forgiveness. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. My profession of the day is I choose to obey God's word to completion. So yeah, it's so good. And I usually just read this after I read my scriptures in the morning, as well as journaling. So that's more kind of my morning routine, which you didn't ask me, you just asked what books I'm reading, but I just kind of gave you all that. But yeah, those are the two books I'm reading right now. Before I read, I just finished The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. When I say game changer, guys, I am ready to simplify my entire life. You know, it opened my eyes to a lot of things and things that distract us from living more like Jesus and really focusing on him. There are so many things that are in our lives that are complete distractions from what we should really be focused on. So that's another good book. Shout out Pastor Dr. Darius Daniels for recommending that book. Really good book, Game Changer, that I would implore you guys to read. I'm a bookworm now. Should we start a book club, ASHAUNNA?
Yes.
Yes. Let's do it. All right. Financial advice I wish I knew when I was 21. Whew, this is a good one because y'all, that's why I'm so big on financial literacy, because I made so many mistakes as a young one. Knowing that your income should be 4 times your rent. So, backstory, I moved to Washington, D.C. from Martin, Tennessee. Remember, I stayed at home. And I think I've shared this with you, but my dad built every house that we lived in, and he also built some apartments because it's a college town. So we had 12 units. It was 2 buildings, 12 units. So in college, I stayed in one of the units. The rent was $350. I paid $87.50, because my parents owned the apartments. So going from that, and then just being able to do whatever I wanted to do with my money, because my dad was like, just pay this, pay your utilities, and we'll take care of everything else. He still paid my car insurance and car payments, all those things. And I moved out, and I had no idea how to manage money. I had no idea of the core financial literacy principles that I should know. And when I tell you, I learned so many hard lessons when I moved to DC. So that was one thing. And I even tell adults, because you'd be surprised how many people don't know that even later on in age, that your income should be 4 times your rent. Also, you should pay yourself first. You know, you should save money. Every time you get paid, save, give yourself something to live off of, and then tithe. I wasn't saving anything. So that's another thing I would say. And then as you get more money and you realize, okay, I've got a little nest egg here, take some of that and put it into an account that grows interest, where your money is making money. A lot of people don't know that there are different accounts that you can put that are interest-bearing accounts that you can put money into that can grow up to sometimes, I don't know what the highest, but I know it can start off at even 4.5%. That can grow over time no matter how much you put in there. So I think that if we knew more of that, we would do better, make better decisions. So those are the things I definitely wish I knew. I'm learning now, and I'm trying to share as well. What is my dream role? So many, but I want to work on a procedural. I love Law and Order. I can literally watch every episode and not get old. It doesn't matter if it's a rerun, if I've seen it again a million times. I love Law and Order, and I would love to do a show like that, play a detective, FBI agent. I love those type of shows. I also would love to do an action thriller. I want to do something like that, and a comedy, because I think I'm funny. I mean, that's what people tell me. Yeah. When is the album coming out? Honey, I want to know the same thing. Now I'm playing. We are working on the album. So many things going on. So scheduling, getting into the studio, and working with the team schedule. So many different people that play a part in me getting in the studio to create the music. I don't just go in by myself. So we are working on that, and I've got some amazing songs already recorded, and I cannot wait to share it with you. But just know that as soon as it's ready, you guys will be the first to know. Do I have any mentors? Yeah, I mean, I do. I have amazing people in my life. Tyler Perry is one of my greatest mentors, someone that I call on pretty much about every facet of my life, whether it's relationally or financially, business decisions, career decisions, even ideas that I have. I talk to him about it because he's done it at the highest level. And I'm blessed to have someone who has done it at the highest level to really get that insight as I continue to climb and try to go higher. I would say, even like in this industry, I would say DeVal Ellis, my co-star, is an incredible mentor because he's seen a lot and done a lot. He's able to help me navigate a lot of things. And I do the same for him on the business side. I may know something that he may not be privy to, and we share. We're not gatekeepers. We share information. But he's also someone that I can go to and say, hey, D, like, I'm struggling with this. How do you feel I should handle this? And he gives the best advice. And also mom and dad. You know, I still lean on them as well. Any strategies for planning out my content? Let me tell you guys. Being a content creator can take up so much time. I find myself, when I'm really in my creator bag, it takes up a lot of time. So you do have to plan it out. So I try to take a day out of the week to kind of plan what I want to shoot, when I want to drop it, based around what episode is coming out, what time of the month it is. There's so many things that go behind the strategy of when we put certain things out or pieces of content out. But yeah, I'm trying to get a handle on that because I want to be consistent, but it also takes up a lot of time. So yeah, we're working on that. A day in the life when we're not traveling or working. I wake up, I'll get up, do my meditation, read my Bible, journal, and most of the time just try to read a chapter of the book that I'm reading up for that time. And then I'll work out. I will run errands if I need to. Sometimes I don't leave the house at all if I don't have anything to do. I love being home. I'm a homebody. And chat with friends, binge watch my favorite TV show, and eat good. That's a day in the life, yeah. And shop. I like online shopping because I don't like going into the stores. What is my take on someone who really loves God but wants to have a little liquor too? Okay. Well, as we all know, Jesus turned water into wine, okay? And if you read the text, in the text it said they'd already gone through the first batch of wine. And it was like some really good wine, so they was already, you know what I'm saying, feeling it, you know? And then his mama said, hey, go on and do that thing you do, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, man, Mama, all right, cool, I want to do that. Do what I said do. She gave him the tight lip, you good. And he said, all right, bet. So he went ahead and turned that water into wine, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think there's anything wrong with it as long as you're not getting intoxicated. You have to know your limits. Of course, you have to be safe. And I do feel that responsibly, there are a lot of studies that are coming out just saying that there's certain health risks. So you have to make sure you're drinking the right type of liquor, that you're not just out here binge drinking, you know, and not being responsible with it. But I don't see anything wrong with it. I love me a glass of wine. I love me a lemon drop. And anybody got a problem with it, judge your mama, not me, okay? And that's that on that. Ooh, if I could raid any celebrity's closet, who would it be and why? Man, okay, ooh. Celebrity's closet. Rihanna's closet. I would raid Rihanna's closet. She is the ultimate fashionista. Like, this girl can do no wrong in my book when it comes to fashion. Like, she just has it. She has the street style. She can be elegant. She's sexy. She's edgy. She's all the things. So, Riri, I would come raid your closet for sure. I'm a former cheerleader, but I'm also 42. I ain't about to do no toe touches, okay? I'm like, pop some. I don't know what, yeah, no. What was my response when Patreon sold out the tote bags before everyone else got dibs? First of all, just mind blown. I was on the phone with my team and we were like, y'all, everything's flying. Like it was just selling like hotcakes. And before we could even open it up to the public, like we literally had to up the numbers of inventory and order more stuff in real time. And I give all glory to God, because a lot of times you go into this and you're like, we play it small and we're like, which was responsible. We play it small and we're like, okay, let's just do this many of this and just see how it does. But when I tell you, my Patreon, KIPS family, everybody, you guys show up and show out for me every single time. And I do not take it for granted. And I know that everything we do, we put our best out for you guys. I make sure that we have the best customer service. If you have any issues, you call us and you email us and let us know, and we rectify it immediately. But one of them things I'm telling you, when we sold out, I was like, this is crazy. Like I was looking at my computer like, oh my gosh, it's still going up. I'm on the phone with ASHAUNNA, was like, are y'all seeing this? And then we were like, okay, we got to extend it so they can shop longer. It was just a lot of it. It was so much fun, and it made me happy to know that I have people, real people that genuinely love me and support me, because that's hard to find in this industry. And you work hard and you want to provide different things for your community, and you guys give me ideas on new things to come out with. So I'm grateful. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep selling out. We got something else coming soon, so let's do it again. What is my favorite food? It's so hard because I'm changing so many of my dietary choices that my favorite food is honestly Italian food, but there's cheese in every dish, mostly. Yeah, I'll still say Italian. It'll forever have my heart. Yeah. We can't afford you and Beyonce. Listen, the dates are dropping soon. Stay tuned. But I can tell you this, mine is just one day. You can go see Beyonce. You have way more options to go see Beyonce, so you can spread it out. You know, we don't have to do it all at the same time. I think I come first anyway, though. So come see me, then go see my girl, because you know I'm going to go see my girl. For real. Like, I love me some B. I got to go see her. But yeah, you can do both, for sure. Please. Thanks. My favorite college memory, I would say, honestly, it was when I won, it was 2003, I won Miss University of Tennessee at Martin, which put me in the Miss Tennessee pageant. That was also my most challenging year in college because I tore my Achilles tendon. And I remember at that time I was done cheering, I was coaching, assistant coach for the cheer squad, and we were having an open gym, and I just like to flip. And I remember one of the deltas, because I was always flipping, and she's like, Chris, I always flipping this shit. Then I tore my Achilles, and she was like, you was flipping this shit, wasn't you? I was like, yes. And I remember at the time, my boyfriend, he had just tore his. He was playing basketball, tore his, and his went all the way up to, if you know, the Achilles is the back of your ankle, and it coiled up to his calf muscle. So they had to literally do the incision all the way up to his calf and pull it down to join it back together. So as soon as I heard it pop, I just went down and grabbed it. I was like, oh my gosh, because I didn't want it to coil up if it completely torn. And I remember going to the doctor that night, and it was a husband and wife doctor. And she told her husband, she was like, she has a Miss Tennessee pageant, you better make that scar as small as possible. And he did. He did a really good job on it. And gratefully, it didn't completely tear. It was literally just holding on by some strands. But I went on to compete in Miss Tennessee, and it was an incredible experience. It taught me so much just about community, about women and supporting women, the bond that we built together, and competing in a healthy way. What are 3 important qualities that I look for in a man, and what are 3 deal breakers? Oh, this is good. Important qualities, first and foremost, a believer of Jesus. I don't really I used to put a huge emphasis on where they were in their walk, but you have to have grace for people because I have to know that I was once in a different place and God works with us in his own timing. So just being a believer is the number one thing. Someone who's honest and someone who is able to communicate their feelings. I love that in a man. Deal breakers would be lying. It would be someone who is not, you don't have to be like, everybody's not going to be as driven as I am, but I want someone who is not just content with just mediocre living. You know, like I want somebody who wants more and who strives for more and wants more out of life. So I guess that would go into somebody just being lazy and content. I don't like that. And another deal breaker would be anyone who mistreats someone of service. I like anyone in the service industry. When I tell you, like, the biggest turnoff for me is when someone is rude to someone that is working a job where they're here to serve other people. I don't play that. So that would be the main three things, yeah. Have you lost many friends because of your celebrity status and your walk with God? I wouldn't say I've lost many friends. I would say that, or even with your walk with God, things are revealed and you may realize, okay, we're not in the same place. And a lot of things that God convicts you on, if your friends are still doing that, you may not be able to hang with them or talk to them in the same way because it's not in alignment with where you are with God. As far as like losing friends or anything like that because of my celebrity or my walk, I haven't lost a lot of friends, no. If anything, it brings us closer, you know, and it also, when you have people around you that also want better for themselves or want to level up, it inspires them. So if anything, it has brought me closer to my friends, and I love them for that. How do I handle the negativity on social media and not let it get to me? You know, there are days where I feel like I'm good, you know, and then there are days where I want to say something back or I want to respond, and some days I do and then I delete it. But one thing I will say is that as a celebrity, I feel like people forget that we're human. I feel like people forget that if you have nothing nice to say, just don't say anything at all, you know, because if the roles were reversed and you were in my position, would you want someone literally like combing your entire life or judging every little thing you do with a fine-tooth comb? You know, I understand, I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but not everything has to be said. And I just feel like there are times where I just really want to put the keep it positive sweetie aside, if I'm being honest, and let some of these people have it. But yeah, he's still working on me, okay? But yeah, it doesn't feel good, if I'm being honest. And I just, my hope is that people would see the humanness in celebrities and understand that we are just like you. We are not shielded from having emotions and feeling things when people talk bad about us. So just be kind. What is my dream vacation? Oh, my dream vacation. You know, there's a few places I haven't been to Bali. I would love to go to Bali and maybe spend a month there. You know, I want to go somewhere and maybe just even hop around for like a month and just be free of work, completely disconnect and be around people I love. Maybe fly my family out for a portion of that, and then my friends for another portion, and maybe do a week by myself. That would be my dream vacation. How am I doing spiritually and mentally? I will say at the beginning of 2025, it's been a very heavy spirit, just everywhere. And we're doing our best to maintain and doing our best to stay in good spirits and stay upbeat and positive, but for me to say that it hasn't had an effect on my mental and just wondering like, God, what are you trying to tell us? You know, spiritually, I'm talking to him like, God, what's the message? You know what I'm saying? Help me understand what's going on so that I can be better prepared and help people navigate this season because it's a tough one. And then also I have so many different things on the table. I have an incredible team, but one of my faults in life is control. I struggle with control, and I struggle with wanting to be hands-on with everything because I'm such a creator, and I like the whole process. But being a part of the whole process also is stressful at times, and it takes away from you being able to be creative as a creator. And I think that with that added on to everything that's going on in the world, and spiritually God convicting me on things, it has been it's been a good and a tough season for me. I'll open up about something. I know most of you probably saw the Lecrae episode. He asked me, he was like, so I heard you're not having sex till marriage. And I was like, I said that? And he was like, well, I heard it somewhere. And I was like, no. I was like, that was a season in my life where I was like, okay, God, I'm going to do it your way. And I realized my whole life I was doing it my way. And then I was like, you know what? Like, okay, that was for a season. That relationship didn't work out. So I'm like, well, maybe doing it God's way in that area isn't the best way to keep somebody, and which was dumb to even think. But recently, as I've been pouring more into my word and just seeking God, I was reading my Bible, y'all, and I tell you, like, every time sexual immorality would pop up, I felt so convicted. I was like, dang, why is this bothering me? Like, it ain't really bothered me like this before. And it just, like, it kept convicting me. And I was like, all right, Lord. All right, if this is what you want me to do, I'm going to do it. And it was one of the hardest things because you think, like, if I tell this person I'm taking this off the table, what's the ramifications of that? Can they handle that? Because sex has such a stronghold on people and relationships. And God was like, either you're going to trust me or you're not. So I took it off the table and I wept. When I tell you, like, it was like I was in a fight. I was like, you know how you like your mama want to take the toy that like she knows is not good for you. And you're like, but I want it. It was like that. It was a fight with my daddy. And I was like, I can't do this. And I was literally in my kitchen. I remember I was leaning on the edge of the counter and I was just bawling, crying. And in that moment, he just said, you got to trust me on this. And I'm telling you, it was the best decision I made. And I knew I was serious about it when I threw my vibrator away. Okay? And I threw it away on the day that my cleaning crew was coming because I knew if I didn't, I'd probably go back in that trash, dig it up, wash it out. Okay, see you, bye. I'm just being real, okay? And I was like, if I'm going to do this, it took me a while to throw it out because it would be right there in the drawer, and I'm like, no, I ain't gonna throw that. We took sex off the table. Let me just hold on to this. I just need to release every now and then. And God was like, that too. I said, all right, sheesh. So I took it and I threw it away, and there's moments where I have a little like itch where I'm like, I need to, get some tension off. But he's like, no, pick up the word, read a book. And these books are really helping. Read a book and work out and find other things to do with your time. And that's probably just being obedient has been one of the best things. But spiritually, yeah, those are some of the things I've been going through. And spiritual warfare is real. I watched a documentary, not a documentary, I watched a podcast where this woman was saying, we give ourselves to people because we don't trust God that it's going to work the way he wants it to work. And it was so profound to me. I was like, she's so right. Like, we try to put everything into our own hands and control everything instead of letting God control it and living the way he wants us to live. So not saying I'm perfect in any way, just another moment where I'm sharing with you where I am in my journey. My celebrity crush. Who is my celebrity crush right now? Trying to think of somebody who's not married. Because there used to be Idris, and he's married now. Method Man is married. Who else? Damson Idris got some abs now. It was Hodge. Aldous, yes, Aldous Hodge. Yeah, he got me on that cross, baby. Oh, look, ASHAUNNA. He got me on that cross. Aldous Hodge. No, he's amazing. Incredible actor and a very handsome man. So yeah, I'd say my celeb crush is Aldous. Yeah. Ooh, Crystal's gem for today's episode. If I had to say anything, I would say, y'all are nosy. You're so nosy, but I love it. I love it. One of the things you guys asked me a lot as we were going through the question was, how are you doing? How's your mental? How's your spirit? And I appreciate that. I don't get asked that enough, and it lets me know that you guys really, really care. And I appreciate you guys for that. Thank you all so much for spending the day with me and getting all up in my business. I had a great time answering your questions and giving you guys a deeper look into CRH. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Love Crystal Renee. You can also follow the show at Keep It Positive Sweetie. If you want to write into our Positive Outcomes listener letter, you can send us an email at keepitpositivesweetie@gmail.com. In the meantime, in between time, you already know what to do. Keep it positive, sweeties. I'll see you guys next time.